But first and foremost, across various newspapers that you can see, it says Haryana mein hinsa aur bhadki, Anch, Rajasthan tak, UP bhi alert. This is what Dainik Bhaskar is telling us. On the front page of the Times of India, it says Haryana clashes, 80 arrests so far, 44 FIRs, and I understand that the situation is, at this point in time, really tense. It's a little sensitive, so we must tread carefully. No speculation, no beating around the bush. Just let's present the facts, because you never know what's really going to happen on the ground. A fresh mob attack kills one in Gurgaon. This is what I think should be our focus.
In fact, that is what, Gurugram now remain tense as fresh violence takes toll to 5. What they have also said that the virtual to real, yesterday remember we were talking about, even the Tribune has taken that angle saying virtual to real, how war on social media triggered arson. And the worrying part is that it has spread to Gurugram in certain sectors of Gurugram. There is also reports
a mosque has been torched. It says a mosque has been torched just a day after the yatra was targeted in New. There's a real nice, infographic. I'll just put it out there for your perusal as well, sir. Please.
When you talk about infographics,
rioters vandalized 14 shops in Badshahpur. All right. Miscreants set shops on fire in Gurgaon, sector 67. Mob armed with lathis marches through Badshahpur in Gurgaon, vandalizing and torching about 14 shops. Goods worth lakhs reportedly stolen. Not burnt, it's stolen. Housekeeping staffer of a Gurgaon housing society is thrashed. Domestic staffers flee from nearby slum clusters. 3 of them managed to escape just in time from the stricken Sector 57 mosque. Cops raid several areas of Gurgaon and arrest some suspects. On the other hand, Varghese, 16 companies of Central Forces and 20 of the Haryana police were deployed in the New district where the communal clashes were first felt. We also have visuals of, the flag marches that were taken about, because you need to instill that kind of confidence in the people that, look, even as on the first day, the 31st of July, and yesterday, people were categorically calling out the administration, the police, for them being caught napping in this particular incident. It seems like they've, sprung into action, that they're taking swift, actions. Police say mob may have targeted and ransacked a police station in New because of the recent raids against cyber criminals in the district. Manohar Lal Khattar, the Chief Minister of Haryana, he says new violence is part of a conspiracy.
The state has been saying that it's part of a conspiracy and that they will investigate that angle as well. But Kabir, then I was looking at some interesting statistics that was coming in Hindustan Times. It's there in their flap section. In fact, if I can just show them on that flap section. It's a long, interesting statistics that they have in fact put in place. And clearly we can see that in that statistics, they're talking about the Muslim majority area and as well as the other areas as well. But then I think this particularly when we look at this particular aspect of this thing, it talks about...
What are these 3 tables essentially?
Yeah,
it about population.
Population share of Muslims in New is among the highest in India. And look at how they describe that data. It says that data from 2011 census shows that the share of Muslims in the population in New is 79.2%. Okay, this in terms of ranking of 640 districts in 2011 census. This puts New as a district with 14th highest population share of Muslims in India. If one were to exclude 11 districts in the erstwhile state of Jammu and Kashmir, it was the only Muslim majority state in India. This rank increases to 3rd. Okay, that is if we are discounting the current union territory issues that are there with Jammu and Kashmir. Then it becomes the 3rd. Lakshadweep and Dhubri in Assam being the 1st and 2nd. So this in fact talks about the population of that district. But then something fell onto my eye also as well. New is among the poorest and least developed districts in the national capital region.
Poorest and the least
developed district. And another statistic that comes in, very interestingly point out, is New is the epicenter of crime in NCR, but it has not had even one communal riot in the last 5 years. So interesting.
How is that an interesting factor at play over here?
See, when we talk about communal riots, there are areas in this country that have perpetual trigger points for communal riots happening. I mean, and this place has relatively been kind of, in the last 5 years, it has been a place where there is relative peace that's been happening. But the sudden change is something that is interesting. I'll just read some of what they have described the statistics, guys. That a lot of crime and criminals operating in the NCR have their, now that is also interesting, that a lot of crime and criminals operating in the NCR have their origins and safe havens in New district is a well-known fact. This newspaper has done multiple, that is to say the Hindustan Times, this newspaper has done multiple reports giving details of crime syndicates operating from New. However, data from National Crime Records Bureau shows that New's criminals have not strayed into communal rioting even once in the last 5 years. So, this NCRB's Crime in India reports from 2017 to 2021, the latest period in which they have taken this thing. They have said, they have been reported that hundreds of incidents rioting, not even one was classified as a communal in nature. So, there have been riots, but they have not been classified as communal. So, that is one interesting thing. Now, the politics of the recent violence, well, that also has been explained. What it says is that once again, a simple reading of the election results which suggests that the violence might be politically inconsequential. The Congress won all the 3 assembly constituencies in New district in 2019 elections. The BJP could not win even one AC in New district, both in 2019 and 2014, even though it was dominated the adjoining
That's an interesting
districts.
facet here. That's an interesting facet here. So the BJP has been unable to win any particular electoral seat.
Yeah, but the Congress
from
has also won. So if you create the, if being a Muslim majority, 79.2 is what, I mean, if you go by the numbers, and if the Congress is comfortably seated there.
It's got the most, Muslim dominance in all of, all of India. It is the poorest and the least developed in across the Delhi NCR, and even as it has become the epicenter for crime or safe havens for the criminals, and which is no news to anybody, it seems like there haven't been any communal riots in the past 5 years.
Yes.
Now, this election perspective, this poll perspective that you brought in, that not a single seat has gone to the BJP in a long time over there, even as Manohar Lal Khattar now says that all of this is pre-planned. Vigil has been up in Faridabad as well. I'll just show you the pictures. This is the kind of scenery that you can see, and policemen stopping cars wherever they can, and trying to keep a check on all these cars. That is exactly what's happening. The flag marches that you can see, and a vigil that is not just up in Faridabad. Talk about Ballabgarh, talk about Nalhar, also talk about Sona as well. Yesterday on the microblogging website, there was a civil servant's tweet that said that internet is only down in subdivision of Sona. Schools have again come up. They have again started. Children can return to school again. Normalcy has been restored to some extent, but it is still advised for people to ensure safety when they're stepping out. Again, the idea is not here to dissuade anybody, spread fear, only trying to talk about the facts that we have in front of us. A very cute picture of Rahul Gandhi also visiting Azadpur vegetable market, interacting with the vendors. However, more serious stuff going on across the country.
In fact,
now,
the Hindu has put out something interesting on the Gurugram incident. The mosque attack in Millennium City leaves residents alarmed is what their article says in page 12. I'll just read some excerpts of it. The attack on the Anjuman Jama Masjid in the heart of Millennium City in sector 57.
Where the cleric was killed.
Yeah, where the cleric was killed. That left the imam dead and a staff member seriously injured, gripped the residents with a sense of fear and disbelief. A few Muslim families in the area left to stay with their relatives in Delhi or move to their hometowns till the situation becomes normal, is what it has written. Meanwhile, ensuring safety is another small header. It says that a minority community resident of Sector 57, not willing to be named, said that he and some of his friends had decided to move to safer places. So the attack on the mosque has in fact been quite difficult on the minority community there. They have in fact moved out, rather they are moving out from their locations because of this. So the Hindu has its report in page 12 on that.
But just the fact that you've got hundreds of people from the Hindu community stuck inside a temple, trying to use the temple as a shelter place. There's a lot of injuries amongst those people because, well, the clashes were quite violent. Meanwhile, on the other hand, you've got this mosque that was vandalized, and not just vandalized, a proper murder that took place inside that mosque. Now, How soon do you think the government is going to act on all of this? The Chief Minister has said that, this is
Already,
conspiracy.
I think
even
50
as
FIRs.
all this violence is happening, look at how Rahul Gandhi has posted himself. He took to the Michael Wong website and said, इन्होंने नफरत का केरोसिन हर जगह फैला दिया है, इसको सिर्फ मोहब्बत ही बचा सकती है. The मोहब्बत की दुकान factor has again come to play. He's trying to bank and bank on that, and people will politicize everything.
Yeah, that is there. But communal riots is a very complex socio-economic phenomenon. And when we look at communal riots that's been happening, of course, this place, as we were discussing, and some of the statistics show, it's after 5 years they see something like this.